So Lakota Language Consortium supporters and defenders have been trying to muddy the waters. They've been saying that because we received copies of some of my unchi, my grandmother's stuff, that they've given back our stuff. But what we're talking about is rights. Licensing, publishing, copyright, distributions, all that. And we're not looking to share in any of those rights. We want exclusive rights over my grandmother's intellectual property estate. Because let's say if we share a license, we share a copyright, then we lose control and we can't tell who we're sharing with to pull down those recordings or to stop using them or to stop exploiting her name, image, likeness, language, all of that. So if you share a license, a copyright, all that, they can still profit off of her. We're also not just talking about the raw data, the recordings and all of that. We're also talking about the derivatives that were created from that raw data. Oh, here's the recording, but we're still going to sell all the stuff we made off of that. Here's a Facebook post from the Lakota Language Consortium, September 4th, 2020. In their own words, they say that she, from 2005 till 2018, she was a main consultant for the new Lakota dictionary. Further on down, they say her knowledge of both styles, Ikchea Wogalaka, Tinsia Wogalaka, they call it. Her knowledge of both styles helped the committee that oversaw LSI grammar classes and the Lakota Grammar Handbook. So my grandmother was a main consultant on a Lakota dictionary as well as helped with the Lakota Grammar Handbook. So if we were given her stuff back, i.e. the derivatives, the stuff she helped with, then why was I accused of copyright infringement on the Lakota Language Consortium Grammar Handbook that they gave her credit for? That's like telling someone, oh, we gave your land back, and then accusing them of trespassing. Did you really get your land back? You might say, well, this was last year, 2 years ago, or whenever this was. But in LLC's complaint to the South Dakota Department of Ed, targeting my teaching licensure, they again accuse me of regularly infringing upon the grammar book, the Lakota Handbook. But this was recent, March 7, 2023, this complaint. Also in that complaint, at the LLC or TLC's booth at NIEA 2 years ago, they're saying that these brochures that had my grandmother's picture on them were the LLC's educational materials or pamphlets. And I tried to deprive the LLC of its property, picture of my grandmother. They didn't have permission from us to use. So how can they on social media, Facebook, wherever, say they've given back our stuff if legally they're accusing me of copyright infringement and or taking what is their property, the LLC's property right there? That's our property. That's my grandmother's image. You also have this video, which is a recording of my unchi. Again, it says that she was one of the main consultants from 2005 to 2019 on the dictionary. And yet, if they've given us that stuff back, how are they still using those sentences from that recording I just showed you in their dictionary? If we had exclusive licensing, then we can pull all this stuff down. That's why the rights to these materials are important, not just copies and not just the raw data and not sharing licensing, sharing copyrights, etc. So what's it going to take to get all of this stuff back? And today I just stumbled upon this. This is an LLC book produced by the Lakota Language Consortium and Dolores Takenall. My calendar, it's April 14th, 2023. Go to Google, type in Lakota Language Consortium bookstore. Scroll, hit the bookstore, hit up here, hit books, scroll. I think you got a page over, scroll, page over, scroll. They're still selling that book that my grandmother helped make. But also look, they remove the author and they just list the illustrator. So how can we have been given it back if I'm still getting accused of copyright infringement as late as March 7th, 2023? If they're saying that the brochure of the picture where my grandma appears is their property? And to this very day, April 14th, as I sit and I speak right now, 2023, they're still selling her work. And that's not even talking about royalties yet. Because when you look at their revenues, it's at least $7.3 million. I'm missing 2021. How much, if any, royalties have the Lakota language speaking people received? Our language departments, our language programs, etc., etc. Just some food for thought.